It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies in cinema, streaming, and classic films as well. Directors and actors beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hey there, Jim.
Hey, Bryce.
Hey, you're not sounding 100%.
Yeah, go to about 60 and we're there.
Beggars can't be choosers, I suppose. And I hear Murray is still on hiatus. That's about the long and the short of it.
Long and the short of it.
Someday he'll be back, and we will welcome with open arms. So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Oh, thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please like, subscribe, share, and give us a 5-star rating on your listening platform. Or support us and join the Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/FilmRageYYC. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a terrible movie rental and dare us to see it. And you know what? We'll watch it if it's played in cinemas anywhere. Yeah. Now, let's get to raging. But first, here's a word from our sponsor.
Hey Bryce, what are you doing tonight?
I'm going to my favorite cinema, Canyon Meadows Cinema, to see the best second-run movies at the best price.
What? How inexpensive are they?
Regular price is $5.
Regular price is $5. Makes me hope they also serve pizza.
They do, plus a lot of other great food choices. Plus, I'm planning my office Christmas party there. They can host a plethora of options for any get-together. Gaming, movie, drag show.
Drag show? Now I know where I'm planning my next party.
Hey, maybe you think there's a Liam Neeson or a superhero movie planned?
I hope not. But maybe there'll be a great independent documentary.
Sure. Call CMC at 403-670-5444 to book a special event or go online at canyonmeadowscinema.ca.
This is making me feel a little groovy, I think. Feeling groovy.
Feeling groovy. Tell ya.
So,
yes,
one of us went to the movie theater.
That was me.
This last week.
That was me.
Not me, because I was sick.
Oh,
In fact,
no.
I'm still sick.
That is terrible.
And I was very excited to see one of these movies.
The Steven Spielberg movie?
No, not that movie. Another movie.
The Fabelmans? Steven Spielberg?
No,
Oh?
not that one.
Oh.
I was like, it's probably going to be good because it's Steven Spielberg. But it's not the most exciting thing. Because you know me, any movie about things eating people
Yes.
is kind of my favorite genre.
Oh, there's some people eating going on in this one.
Oh, baby.
Oh, lots
Why don't
of
you
it.
tell us all about it?
So
Bones and
tasty.
all.
Bones and all. All right, sir. Bones and All is the story of Marin, played by Taylor Russell, a young lady who has an undeniable appetite for human flesh. She tries to push this craving down, but her hunger cannot be satiated with food from the grocery store. Only the sweet flesh of another human will do when that urge comes. This proves to be too much for her father to handle, so he abandons her to fend for herself. This is a launching point for this tale, directed by Luca I knew I was going to mess up his name. Luca.
It's not an easy one.
It really isn't that hard, actually. Luca Guadagnino, who has given us such gems in the past, such as A Bigger Splash, Call Me By Your Name, Suspira, which is one of the few remakes worth watching, and his brilliant debut, I Am Love, which had Tilda Swinton, by the way, in it. With Bones and All, he continues his string of amazing films. Marin, now on her own, soon encounters others with the same desire for human flesh, the first being a drifter known as Sully. Sully is played by Mark Rylance. and is a bit of an odd bird. Just like Marin, we as the viewer do not know quite what to make of old Sully. Is he trying to help? Does he have something else in mind? Well, I do not know Sully's motives. I do know that Mark Rylance has once again burned a character into my brain that will haunt me throughout the rest of my days. Rylance is once again amazing, and his presence elevates any movie that he is associated with. Not that this film needed his help, but it was all the better for having cast him in the role of the extremely creepy Sully. From here, we meet Lee, played by Timothée Chalamet, another cannibal who befriends Marin, and they go on a road trip full of violence and romance. During this trip, we get a welcome Michael Stuhlbarg sighting, playing Jake, who tells them that the ultimate way to satisfy their hunger is to eat bones and all. Stuhlbarg is in this for only a few minutes, but as usual, he utilizes every second of those few minutes to make an impact on the whole project with his amazing presence. The cinematography is beautiful throughout this haunting story, with the music spot on as it always is in the case of the duo of Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, who are at the helm of the score here. Man, do they just make movies better with their music. They're so good.
Yes.
Luca Guadagnino. I don't know why I can't say his name. It's not that hard. Luca Guadagnino has created another unforgettable film that will satiate those that are looking for some bloodlust, but will also satisfy those who are looking for an unconventional love story with none of the romantic tropes. Bones and All looks amazing with stunning visuals, has amazing performances, great music, and is perhaps the greatest cannibal love story ever told. Oh, and it's also an atmospheric triumph and a blood-soaked mondo.
Oh, how was my boy Timothée Chalamet in it?
He was good, but you know, he's in there with two mesmerized guys.
Right.
By the way, we can't have a mesmerized off because
he wasn't in it.
He wasn't in it long enough. Mark Rylance was in it like a ton, but he literally was in it for one scene, and it was maybe 3 minutes. So Michael Stuhlbarg, and he was amazing, but I'm sorry, there's just if he ever does have to go head to head with Mark Rylance, I don't think he's gonna win, no matter what they're doing.
Because Mark Rylance has taken out a lot of people.
Oh, he's so good.
He's so good. I can't believe it took us so long to get him on the list.
Yes, I don't know what we were thinking, but this movie is worth checking out. I think you'll like it a lot. As I say, there is a lot of people eating, a lot of blood, and all done very, very well.
This sounds tasty.
Yeah, it's one of those really super gory movies that really isn't. It doesn't show a bunch. Like they kind of show them getting into it, and then the camera kind of goes away and focuses on some picture on the wall, and it's one of those, but you're still hearing the gnawing, and there's still blood everywhere, and it's so effective. So
it's not gory. It's
like the gore's there, but the meat, like the super gore fest, you never get, but you don't need it because it's just such a good story. And I just watching Mark Rylance, with his face just covered in blood, and when he feeds, he like basically strips down. He's wearing like a tank top and his underwear, and that's it. And he's got blood all the way down in front of his tank top, and it's just so good. God. Man, you gotta watch this movie. You'll love it.
Oh, I will definitely see it. Yeah, imagine like his character in this, by the sounds of things, playing in something like, I don't know, The Phantom of the Open.
Yeah. Man.
He's got so much range.
He does, and he's just, and he brings something different every time you see him on screen. And I know I'm talking a lot about Mark Rylance, and the other two cats were great in this. The two leads were fantastic, but I'm sorry, it's Mark Rylance, and if he's in a movie, I'm going to probably focus on him because he's just so good. And he brings something different every time to the screen. And it's like there's nobody else would take this character and play him the way he does. And I feel that about every movie he does. Other people would come in and probably do a great job, but he comes in and makes every single character his own. Like, he literally does it every time. It's like no one else is going to play it that way. And it's brilliant every time.
Yeah, every time.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, yeah.
Now about the movie I'm not as excited about, so why don't you tell us about that?
Little Steven Spielberg. How can you not be excited about Spielberg? He made Jaws. You love Jaws.
I know, but then
he
everything
made
after
E.T.
that
E.T.'s great.
Is it?
I think it is. I love E.T.
Have you seen it lately? When was the last time you saw E.T.?
You say I need to watch E.T.? I'm having like one of those nostalgia moments where I'm thinking back and
maybe.
Thinking, did I ever love E.T.? Watch it again, like, oh, that's not the movie I remember.
No, Steven Spielberg to me now is just one of those directors that he's just solid, right? It's like I never get excited about his films just because it's just, it's just going to be a Steven Spielberg epic.
Yeah, here's the thing though. I like Steven Spielberg when he dials it down, when he's not making the stupid special effects extravaganza, when he makes a movie like this. This is where I think he's really is strong. He doesn't need to spend $1 billion to make a movie. Not that he probably did anyway somehow, but
yeah.
But he, this was a more intimate story. So let's talk about it. The Fabelmans is the latest project, as mentioned, from Steven Spielberg. It's sort of an origin story of the filmmaker, as it's loosely based on his experiences in his younger days. Initially, this distracted me from the film as I'm sitting there watching it, and I'm wondering, how accurate is that scene, or did that really happen? But soon I was able to immerse myself in the story that Spielberg was telling me. It is a story of conflict and marriage and parenting and siblings and life-changing choices and desire and power and what sacrifices have to be made for happiness, and the fact that, not making those sacrifices can lead to, unhappiness and adultery and bullying. And, well, he has a lot to say, and he kind of crams it all into about 2.5 hours. And yet, it didn't feel crammed. I mean, he was saying a lot. But you know what? Kudos to Spielberg. He's such a good filmmaker that even though there is so much in this, it didn't feel overwhelming. As, touching upon all that, you'd think it would be a little overwhelming. The characters were all well defined, and this was a very well made film with good performances and some powerful scenes. Judd Hirsch. Nice to see Judd Hirsch just doing something.
Wow.
Judd Hirsch shines as Uncle Boris. Michelle Williams and Paul Dano are excellent as Mitzi and Bert, which are Sammy's parents. Sammy is played by Gabriel LaBelle, which is sort of the young Spielberg. He doesn't, his name's not associated with any of it, but we all, it's been covered enough that we know that this is a very personal story and that a lot of this actually is based in some reality. Even Seth Rogen was all right as Benny. He was okay. Who knew he could be okay? Sometimes he's actually great, but he was all right. He's
funny.
Yeah. It also has a fantastic scene at the end with David Lynch playing one of Spielberg's idols, director John Ford. Oh my God. Just watch the whole movie so you can get to this scene. This is one of my favorite, 3 minutes in cinema history. This alone almost made this a Mondo. Oh my God. David Lynch as John Ford.
Wow.
Is something to behold. It is so good. It is so good. Too. Scene was worth the price of admission alone. The film starts by showing a young boy's obsession with recreating a scene from The Greatest Show on Earth, where a train crashes and derails. We then get to take the journey of how that turned into the start of a career in film. It really is a compelling story. Spielberg still knows how to shoot a movie, and he is able to take this personal story and show us through film the lessons that he learned over the years and the experiences that made him the man that he became. I like this film. I liked it a lot. That John Ford scene almost made it Mondo, but it's still just a high meh. Really, really enjoyed it though.
Okay. So what do you think was lacking in it that didn't get it to the Mondo?
I liked it a lot, and there were a few scenes that are so good. Like I'm so close to making this Mondo. Like it really is a really good film. There's not much that I can take out of it and go, no, that doesn't make it Mondo. But sometimes you watch the whole movie and at the end of it, you're like, I really liked it. It was meh.
Yeah.
And you're not, because if it's Mondo, it's got to be on a whole nother level. And it's close, and there are scenes that are on a whole nother level, but the overall feel of it, I'm still going, it's a high meh. I loved it. I didn't love it. Oh,
Sounds like you liked it a lot.
I liked it a lot. A lot.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So that's that.
That's that. And
wow,
chestnut.
This segment goes by so quickly when there's only one person talking.
Yeah, I know, right?
And I tell you, I agreed with everything he said.
Yeah, I did because I haven't seen the movies.
There you go. I tell you. Steven Spielberg. So, from there, I don't even know if I've got any cuff music. Do I got some cuff music somewhere?
I don't know. Let's just play this music.
Yeah, this music's all right, I guess.
Because I did get to go to the cinemas before I got sick again.
You did?
Yeah, we went to see the 10th. I think this was the 10th annual
I believe
Calgary Underground Film Festival, DocFest.
Yep-a-roo.
That took place in Calgary, Alberta at the Globe Cinemas. And so for anybody that is in Alberta or in Calgary, make sure you put this on your calendar because they're bringing docs in that you just don't get to see in some of these. Anytime you get a chance to see a film festival, you should go and at least see one movie.
Yep.
To say that you've went, because there's so much range that these festivals have, and that we just don't get the chance to see them very often. And for everybody who's interested can go to calgaryundergroundfilm.org to see the list of films. So I think maybe what made me sick was that I went to the movie theaters almost every day, and I almost saw everything.
Yeah, you went more than me.
Yeah, which is a rarity. So
yes.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
Oh, I'll go first because what do we got? Our top three? Is that what we're doing here?
Yep, top three.
Top three. So, just an asterisk here. I only saw 4.
Nice.
And one of them was dreadful. I hate to say it.
Well, you won't tell anybody what that is.
No. Yep,
because it's not going to make my top 3 either.
No. Anyways, but the other 3 docs I saw that were all quite enjoyable. I'm going to rank them as I always do. My third favorite was King on Screen, which was just a look at those that have adapted the books of Stephen King over the years into TV and movies, and it was kind of bookended, kind of weird, in a way that maybe didn't need to be done, but the interviews were interesting, and I enjoyed it a lot.
Nice.
Number 2.
So,
yes.
Wait, was it a Mondo or a meh?
King on Screen was a meh.
All right.
Number 2, Mike Mignola, Drawing Monsters. Creator of Hellboy is profiled. What more do you need to know? We went through all his trials and tribulations to get to where he got, and fact that he kind of stuck to his guns and did what he wanted to do, and nobody was going to tell him any different. Really good. I'm going to say Mondo. I learned a lot in this doc, which is always, the thing you're looking for when you're going to a documentary. You want to come out of it a little smarter than when you went in, and I think I did, which is kind of scary because I'm pretty freaking brilliant to begin with.
It goes without saying.
Yes. And number 1 is Lynch Oz, which you didn't make it to, I don't think.
No, I did not.
Oh,
I'm sad.
So yeah, I love this doc. It was so good. It's such a weird, well, it's not a weird concept, but basically the whole documentary is about the influence of the Wizard of Oz on David Lynch's career. That is their premise. That is what they're going with, and they went with it. And I think they interviewed 6 different filmmakers. And they all kind of had their, it was almost like they all did kind of a video essay on why they thought there was this connection and what they saw in it and where they saw the connections. And it was just really interesting. Amazingly enough, of the 6, the John Waters segment was the worst of them. And when I say worst, it wasn't bad. It was very, very good. But it was actually the weakest link of these 6. But whole movie was great, really worth watching. And once again, I came out of it knowing a few things I didn't know before. So I really enjoyed it, and it was super entertaining too.
Well, and as a huge David Lynch fan, I'm sure you were just Lynch-gasming the whole time.
I got so much Lynch. I didn't know I was going to get David Lynch in the Fabelmans, and then all of a sudden he pops up at the end. I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. That scene, I still can't. You know what? Screw it. Fabelmans is Mondo.
Okay, there you go. You heard it here first, folks. Bryce changed the rating. That doesn't happen very often.
I can't stop it. That scene was so good. And you know what? You're right. You sat there and asked me the question, what didn't make it Mondo? And I'm like, I don't know. Because the whole movie was really good. Like, fantastic.
There you go. I mean, we know there's different levels of Mondo.
There
right?
is. Like, it wouldn't, yeah.
There is. Because you can say, oh, this is my favorite. Well, this was also an amazing movie, but it wasn't quite my favorite. Well, good. Thank you, David Lynch, for finally doing something right, in my opinion.
Whatever. You do no wrong. I still can't believe you didn't like that short that he did where he interviews the monkey.
This is probably one of the most awful things I've seen.
So good.
And I've seen a lot of awful things. So,
love it.
Well, here's my top 3.
Yes.
And I actually
you saw like probably twice as many movies as I did, so
yeah,
yours is probably a more accurate top 3.
Because some of the films that played I also previewed, but I didn't actually rewatch them in cinemas because I'd already seen them, so I had some breaks in there. But my number 1 film actually is one that you didn't get to see, which was The Color of Ink. This film is a beautiful journey through music, art, color, and a mad scientist intent on showing us how to find color and fascination in everything around us. This was funny, heartwarming, and an amazing film to experience. I absolutely loved this. As I was watching it, it was just like every single thing about it. And we had the director was there, so we got a Q&A with them as well. And it's a beautiful film, and it's an NFB film, so people should be able to pick it up pretty easy in Canada and outside of Canada. I would not doubt that this may not get mentioned for an Oscar, but for sure.
This played Saturday afternoon, did it? I'm trying to figure out why I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was Saturday afternoon when you were working.
Yeah, I need to quit. This working sucks.
Just
go
work
to more
part-time
movies.
like me.
Theaters need me to go to.
Like
yeah, I should work part time, but
that's right.
The theaters definitely need me.
But now you have a giant mortgage, so you'll be working forever.
Yeah.
So that was my number 1. I'm going the other way. My number 2 was the Mike Mignola, Drawing Monsters.
That was so good.
And being a huge Hellboy fan, I had a raging Hellboyner this entire movie. Mike is funny, as is so many people in this film. The editing of this film, to me, after seeing this movie, I thought this was the best editing of any documentary.
Yeah, you mentioned that after you saw it.
Yeah, I just thought it was so brilliant. The segues were perfect.
Yeah.
Where they cut, where they didn't cut. If this doesn't win best documentary editing, I don't know what is. It was like, because I think we saw this one and then we saw another one right after, and that's when I turned to you again, and I was like, see, editing can be that bad.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
in Cuff's defense, by the way, that was the only bad movie. It's gonna happen. There was one.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Yeah. Every single thing in these movies, even the one that wasn't a great doc in our opinion,
Yep.
and it seemed like a lot of other people had that same opinion. There was still some things in there that I took away.
There was. I actually enjoyed some of it.
Glad I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed a lot of it until the bottom dropped out.
Some of it.
So exactly. So the last one was an Alberta production.
Yes.
And it was made with a short. Now the short was my number 3. Because it's a long short.
A long short.
It's the Goats of Montesiglio.
Goats of Montesiglio.
This is a short about goats and the people who farm them. Felt a little bit like Cow, which we saw earlier this year.
Yep.
But without all the death and torture of the animals.
Oh,
I love.
Because that was a hard watch, man.
These people, it was a very hard watch. I love goats, and these people seem to also. It was fantastic, and then it went from that into another fantastic film, which was Living Without Menace. Of all the things I am most proud of being an Albertan, being rat-free is at the top of the list. This film was funny and informative and historical, and something that I think will be a film that every single person that lives in Alberta is probably going to see at some time or another. Because I think everybody will be as proud once they see this that we are rat-free for years to come. It was very informative. It was just a fun ride, and it was short. Like it was under an hour, but at times it felt like it was like a Hinterlands. You know those Hinterland. It's a Canadian thing. So if our U.S. friends are listening, they used to have these shows on Saturday where they would basically. You're going into the hinterlands, and then had this really cool funky music, and then you go out and see the animals and stuff. So yeah, it was cool, and I learned a lot about rats. Who doesn't like that?
There you go. Cool.
And that's it.
Right on.
Those were our winners of the bunch.
Yeah, sure.
Bunch.
I like it. All right, so.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
Oh, sweet rage. I bet you can guess what my rage is this week.
Nope.
I didn't get to see the 2 movies you got to see.
Oh.
I didn't get to see people eating people on the big screen, which is my favorite thing to see on the big screen. Is something
sad.
Eating people.
That's so
sad.
sad.
Fill in the break of something with anything, and that's what I want to see. Eating people.
People eating people.
People eating people. Things eating people.
Just people getting devoured.
People getting devoured. It's my favorite thing to watch, and I got to miss it. So hopefully I'll be well enough to go see it.
Yeah. All right.
That's my rage.
Can't argue with that. I'd be mad about that too. All right, at the risk of sounding a little bit redundant, I was the only person in the theater to watch Bones and All. How can quality movies like this continue to get made if no one goes to them? I am begging you all to go to the cinema to support film. Not big budget action extravaganzas, but actual film with heart and a story and interesting characters. If we're not careful, meaningful film will cease to exist. Not to mention the fact that if we do not go to the movies, our movie theaters will also be a thing of the past. That is sad. That is my rage.
Yeah, I've got a comment on that because, there is a new trend with film, even in film critics. From what I've been seeing on social media, and there's a lot of film critics that would prefer not to go to the cinema, and I'm like, how can you call yourself a film critic? You're a video on demand critic. You're not a film critic, because seeing a film, actually, that was one of the comments by the director of that doc that we had at the festival. He's like he was so happy to get invited because he wanted to see his
with
film
an audience.
With an audience and on the big screen. That's the whole reason why he made the film.
Yep. And and film has always been a communal event. It's there. It brings people together of like mind, and it's, I don't know. We're just missing all that. And now I'm getting kind of, beyond what we're talking about. But as a society, we just keep on separating further and further apart, isolating more, and it's all sad.
Yeah. Well, and to your point, if people aren't going back except to see those giant blockbusters,
those giant blockbusters alone aren't going to keep the cinemas alive. And once,
I agree.
And once, and there's a lot of directors of these big, huge blockbusters that they make those so that they can make their personal, stories and their little films, and so that they can they can make the stuff that they really want to make. And that's sad. It should be the other way around.
Well, I just want to see Taika Waititi now still go back to making films like that.
And that's what the things that I'm scared of, because does he have? I don't even know what he's got on the horizon. But man, is Taika Waititi ever gonna make another film like Boy? I don't know. I don't know.
I hope so.
I hope so too. So. But
I just hope he doesn't. That Marvel doesn't have him by the short and curlies. So.
Yeah. So, anyways,
he's got a lot of stuff coming out. Like, last time I looked, there's like so many things that are coming out. He's got 10 upcoming projects.
That's insane.
10.
Yeah, I don't know that that's a good thing. Maybe have one or two and make them really, really good. Don't spread yourself too thin, dude. I know they're throwing money at you, but
yeah. Well, fingers crossed.
Anyways,
one of these, and I'm looking at the list. The only one that sounds like it might be is the Inkle. So we'll see.
We shall. All right. Anyways.
That's a good rage.
Yeah.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
All right.
I'm playing the music. I don't know if we got anything.
Yeah, it's always fun to listen to it. It's just another reason to talk about Mark Rylance.
Yes. Never miss an opportunity to talk about Mark. He just makes me so happy when he's on the screen. Whether he's being like the most despicable human being on earth or the greatest human being on earth, it's like it doesn't matter. He's just awesome no matter what he's doing. He's so good.
And sometimes you don't even recognize him. Like in that one he did, the one where the world was ending one, and he was that what the hell was it?
Yeah, Don't Look Up.
Yeah, and Don't Look Up. Like at first I didn't even know it was him until it started going in. I was like, oh my god, that's Mark Rylance.
I hated that movie, but I was in absolute bliss every single second he was on screen, and then he wasn't on screen, and I was back at hating things. But I know you liked the movie a lot better than I did.
Yeah, I did, and Murray even loved it. So
there you go.
That made there is a big mixed bag there.
Yes, but Mark Rylance was fantastic.
We may sit off the lists until the new year, just with everything that's going to be happening over the holiday season. So if anybody's listening and they want us to take a look at our Mesmerized list and give us a challenge while we're over Christmas.
Challenge,
yo.
All right. So that's it for the lists.
That's it. Well, I didn't see anything. You didn't nothing.
As I said, the only thing that we could have,
Spielberg?
the only thing we could have talked
Spielberg.
Spielberg. What is he? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Because all of a sudden he's got a Mondo that was a mess.
That's right. And,
it turned
I
into a
haven't
Mondo.
rated it.
There you go.
And I haven't rated it, so I mean.
Oh yeah, let's quickly talk about Spielberg. Why not?
Okay.
What else are we gonna do?
Yeah, why not? Yeah, we got time.
If you got time, I got time.
Yeah, it's all I got is time. And the first two I haven't seen, so he may get on the list because I haven't seen two of his movies.
All right.
And I can guarantee one of them is probably going to be a Rage. So
I can't
remember. I'm never going to see it unless I'm dared to see it.
I can't remember. What did I rate it? Because I saw it.
You gave it a meh.
Okay. So then he's in business here. Okay, let's start from the top. So Fabelmans, Mondo.
Fabelmans. Yep. West Side Story.
Meh.
And then Ready Player One, which was a meh. So
that was quick.
That was short. That was quick. And then he did The Post, which I think you also gave a meh. So maybe he's maybe he's now the most meh director.
Most meh.
Maybe. So then before that he did Bridge of Spies, which was meh.
Oh, Bridge of Spies was Mondo.
Okay, well, I thought it was meh. They did Lincoln, which was Mondo. War Horse.
Mondo.
Yeah. Here's going to be a crusher. Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Rage.
It's so terrible.
What the bleepity blank, Spielberg? Why? Why?
Yeah.
And that's what I said.
Well.
You know what? When he makes some more personal films, when he makes the stuff that's a little more low key, I enjoy it so much more. Then he tries to make some stupid big budget extravaganza piece of garbage, and it's like, ugh. Although having said that, Ready Player One was like so much better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I actually liked it.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
But he now has to wait 6 more movies because double meh. Actually 7 because Fable.
Actually 7.
He's got to just wait 7. He's got time.
Yeah, he's got time. He's only like 70. I don't know, how old is he now?
Yeah, he could go right into his.
Well, then he'll fall into the Clint Eastwood syndrome. Boy, did that guy fall off a cliff.
Yes, he did.
It was so bad. Anyways.
Howdy, I'm Casey, the host of the Nerdy Photographer Podcast. Are you curious about photography? Perhaps you run a creative-minded business? Then you'll want to tune into the Nerdy Photographer Podcast. Episodes feature stimulating interviews and discussions, as well as a little bit of totally useless information. All set inside the frame of a science fiction comic book adventure. Yes, you heard that correctly. When I'm not providing entertaining and informative photography and business-related content, I'm going on adventures with the crew of the Starship Fibonacci. There's a sentient sullen spaceship, a sassy robot lady, a furball, and an android who does impressions. They're my #NerdyPhoto crew. So what are you waiting for? Adventure awaits. Head over to nerdyphotographer.com or find the Nerdy Photographer Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Last week on Rage or Dare, Bryce pulled what can only be explained as a hot mess. You know, like a really, really, really bad pizza. When he pulled the 2007 rom-com, Everybody Wants to Be Italian. This week, Jim gets to test his fate with Death by High School Musical 3. Will he fish his death wish? Now, let's check in with Bryce and see if his hot Italian special will be as delicious for him as his dream vegan pizza with extra mushroom, no onion, and hot peppers would be. Or, you know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing it wasn't vegan at all. In fact, I think it was probably pretty cheesy. Damn, I'm funny. What's this say? Insert shameless plug? Well, if you want to experience more of how funny I am, you can check out the Nerdy Photographer podcast. But right now, back to the rage.
Wow, he's getting a lot of airtime.
Yeah, he deserves it.
Yeah, he does.
We pay him in love and hearts on Instagram.
There you go. Instagram hearts. I don't even know what that means. Is that a thing?
He does. He gets enough love from me.
All
And
right.
we're gonna, before you jump into this Italian masterpiece,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna get more Casey than they can stand because he's gonna be on our upcoming Krampus episode. So everybody stay tuned for that because, you know, our Krampus episode is always our best of the year. Always.
Yeah, it's usually all right.
It's going to be better now that Casey's here.
No pressure. All right,
All
so
right,
back to Rage or Dare. Everybody Wants to Be Italian takes an unlikable lead actor and teams him with an unlikable lead actress and puts them in situations where the choices they make have no grounds in reality. Jake loves Isabel. Sorry. Jake loves Isabella. But she is married. She is married to Mario. Jake continues to harass Isabella to the point that in real life, the police would get involved. But in this alternate universe, she leaves her husband to be with Jake, who is still dating a woman named Marissa, who has fallen for Jake for what reason no one knows. Oh, and by the way, Jake and Marissa are Polish and Spanish, but are pretending to be Italian. For what reason no one knows. Oh, and Penny Marshall is in this as well.
Yeah, that's right.
For what reason no one knows. The stereotypes are piled one on top of the other, as well as the sexist behavior which is unsuccessfully played for laughs that never come. Every attempted humor falls on its face. There is no one to root for or even find vaguely sympathetic. It is supposed to be a romantic comedy, yet it is devoid of romance, and there is not one funny line in the entire movie. As I watch this, occasionally I would ask myself the question, how could this be any worse? And every time the answer was that it couldn't be any worse. From the dialogue to the acting to the stereotypes to the sexism to the unlikable characters, this really could not be any worse. This was a dreadful 105 minutes. It was also a rage. Oh my frickin' God, this was bad. It was... This was one of the worst. Like, it kept on going on and on and on, and nothing was funny. And they're just they're rapid firing the stuff that they're trying to be funny, but I've never sat and watched a movie so with a deadpan look on my face for the entire 105 minutes. It was just like, what is going on?
Was there any pizza eating in it?
I don't think there was. I don't think there was one pizza, which was weird because like every other stereotype was in there.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know why these two were pretending to be Italian. What is going on? How is this a plot point? What? What?
It's not just a plot point. It was the name.
It's the name of the movie. Everybody wants to be Italian. I guess it's because but they didn't want to be Italian. What? What is going on? You're Polish.
So what this should have been called is Nobody Wants to Be Italian.
What it should have been called is it should have been called anything because it shouldn't have been made. Oh,
There we go.
it should have been called No One Should Watch This Movie Ever.
There we go. If I wasn't so sick, I'd be in so much joy.
Anyways, it was poopy.
Nice.
All right. So I don't even know what happens next. So he said, are you plucking from my bag? Is that's what happened? That's what I thought I heard Casey say.
Yeah,
That's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
Once again, you're gonna have to trust me. Although look,
I'm reaching in.
I got nothing in my hand.
No tape. Yep, I trust you.
I'm serious. I'm gonna shake it around so we know that I don't have I didn't go in before and put the cherry on top. And we
That's
are just going to.
And there is some cherries in there, I know.
Oh, this piece of paper doesn't feel long enough to say High School Musical on it. But here we go. Oh,
Is it a musical?
I hope I wrote really small. It is a musical. I hope you can. I think you can find it. It's called The Apple, and it's from 1980.
The Apple.
The Apple.
I've never
from 1980
in my life heard of The Apple.
It's called The Apple. It's from 1980.
You seen it?
I have.
You seen it?
I've seen part of it. I did not see the whole thing. I was somewhere where someone was watching it, and I watched it for a few minutes, and I could not watch it anymore. Now, having said that was when I was 15, 16, so,
It's saying that there's a possibility that I will be able to see it on Tubi.
Excellent.
So, stay tuned for that juicy nugget of apple.
That
tasty
apple
nugget.
Yes. I forgot that was even in there, but as soon as I pulled it, I was like, oh, good. You know what? It's not High School Musical 3, but why not? This is
Still
almost as good. I'll take it.
Well, I seem to pick a lot of musicals. That's just a thing.
I wonder why that is.
Because I hate them. Almost every single one.
I can't contain myself anymore. Yeah, go ahead.
I could probably list 10 musicals that I've seen in my lifetime that I thought were good.
Really?
10.
Well, that's how many musicals have you seen, though?
The Wizard of Oz in there. The Wizard of Oz is. Yeah. I see a lot of movies. I'll see it even though it's a musical.
But you haven't seen the best musical of last year.
Yeah, Cyrano?
Yeah.
I don't want to see it.
I know you don't. It's fantastic.
Because I don't like the story of Cyrano.
But it's Peter Dinklage doing Cyrano. He takes it to a whole nother level, and he sings even better.
Well, I do love Peter.
And I will say it one more time. The scene at the end of this movie where they're at war, towards the end, it's not the very end, where they're at war and there's a sacrifice that's made and a song is sung. It is the most amazing. It blew me away. It almost brought me to tears, and I don't get brought to tears, and I didn't get brought to tears, but I was close. And
nice.
It is so good and so well done. There is, yeah, we can still hear you. We still totally heard you hack and cough there. You might as well do it into the mic.
There we go.
So,
sickness.
Anyways, Cyrano. Some days. I don't want to put it in the Rage or Dare because I guarantee you're going to like it. You're going to hate it for a while, and then it's going to grow on you, and you're going to go, that was really good.
It takes a lot for me to see a musical and understand why there's actually singing.
Yes.
Because I never understand why they need to sing. If one of the songs
they need to sing so they could do that frickin' scene when they're at war. That's why they needed to sing, because that is amazing.
In any musical, I just don't understand.
I know.
I mean, The Hills Are Alive with the Sound of Music makes sense. She's in the hills, singing about the sound of music.
Yes,
makes sense.
Makes perfect sense.
But most movies, they're just like, I don't know. I'm walking into a shop and I'm eating a donut, and then like they're telling you the story of what's happening, but they're singing it,
But
so
they're
it makes no
singing it.
sense.
So it's a little
It's
different.
dumb.
So I like
It's
it.
dumb.
Actually, I don't
No.
like. There's not too many that I like either, but I like a
Okay,
few.
good.
I think I
Well.
like more than you do. Apparently.
Apparently,
Yes.
thinking 10. I might have to go through a list of all the
That
musicals
sounds like
that
a
are made.
lot. Because I'm not sure that I like 10.
Well, Anna and the Apocalypse,
Oh yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess if you're. Yeah,
right? You got
yeah,
it, and that's a musical.
It
so,
is. It is.
The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah,
It's a
that's
classic.
2. Yeah.
Well, Sound of Music.
Yeah,
Well,
that's 3.
great movie. There's 3 there. I haven't even.
I mean, you're not even
Tommy.
trying. So yeah, okay.
Tommy, Ken Russell's music, like Tommy,
Yeah.
100%, fantastic. Listomania.
There you go.
That's 5 right there. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's only 5.
That's 5 off the top of your head. So maybe there's 30.
That's right.
Anyways, we're just rambling on.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Ragers, for listening. Thanks to the Extended Film Rage family, who you can find in our show notes. Thanks to Casey from The Nerdy Photographer for the voice of Rager there. Find us on social media everywhere at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at filmrageyyc.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. We're always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, so please comment, like, and subscribe, and send us an email to filmragecalgary@gmail.com. Dare us to see a terrible movie to fuel our rage, but no matter what you do, my voice is going to give out. Please, please make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.